What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Tyrone, and I want to welcome you back to a brand new video, as today we have another PSA sub coming at you for the month of March. And this is a big one, as we have a 20 card sub. So a lot of stuff to show you. Can't wait to get to do it. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Welcome back everybody, and let's now get into this PSA submission. As I said, we have a big submission. This is my biggest grading submission that I've ever done. So this is 20 cards, going to be at the economy level for PSA. So that's $50 a card. Here recently, they've been, of course, expanding from the 5 card allocations all the way up to 20. So I managed to get one of them. And I figured, you know what? I think we're going to use them all. I got a bunch of cards that I could grade. This is going to be about a half and half mix between cards I'd like to PC versus cards I'd like to, look to sell or flip at some point. And so I rounded up a pretty good list, a mix of stuff I've ripped, stuff I've bought, stuff that I've just simply had for a lifetime almost. And so I can't wait to get to share those with you here in a sec. Beforehand, I do want to still mention that we are doing the 75 subscriber giveaway. So please get in on that. I would love to give back to y'all. We're giving away Pokemon, football, or basketball, your choice of cards that you want. The link to the giveaway video is down in the description below, but all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment on this video. That's going to get you in, and you can do that on the multiple videos going back to the giveaway announcement, and then of course until we reach the 75 subscriber point. So you can easily, just by doing that, it takes no more than 5 minutes and you could already have a dozen entries. Super easy. And then of course, I greatly appreciate your support in doing that and would love to continue giving back. So $50 economy $50 economy level for these submission. So they do say that it's typically 10 or 90 day turnaround. I can tell you based on my first two 5-card submissions that I have going right now, one of them's been in grading for about 2 or 3 days, so I would imagine those will pop soon. The second one is already caught up to the first one and is in the review stage, probably should be starting grading this week. And so that 90-day turnaround, I think they both landed right about probably early to mid-February, right around the, I think, 14th through the 20th for the two of them. And this turnaround is going to be like 4 to 5 weeks. So really crazy how good PSA is being at popping them out. So that's why when it came to 20 cards, I thought we should do it. I can get these back at a decent time. And heck, maybe even if I'm lucky enough, can get some of these cards, especially for like NBA, in time for the NBA tourney, or NBA finals, NBA playoffs. And so this is gonna be a good mix of basketball, football, and Pokemon. And so we're gonna start off this list and with 20 cards at $50, spending almost $1,100 total on grading. So really crazy when you think about it. But based on some of my first submissions, that's hopefully, looking to move some of those cards will help pay for that, and then just create a system of doing that where I can get both my PC cards and still make some cash on the side. And so the first card we're going to be sending in is a Tyrese Maxey Red Ice Prism. This one I've pulled, I believe, on the channel. Tyrese has just been playing out of his mind. Of course, he's now not with the 76ers anymore, but was in that trade for Harden. And so he's with the Nets, and I think most people would agree both of those teams have a decent chance at making it far, and I think the Nets have a decent chance at making it out of the Eastern Conference, which would be really good for this guy. He's playing well. People think he's going to be a superstar. And so I have this one. I think it's in really good condition. PSA 10 in these. I couldn't find any on eBay for comps. I would imagine if it's anything like some of the other cards, like, of course, it's probably not going to reach a LaMelo or an Anthony Edwards level, but just below, especially in a 10, this would probably be easily a $600 plus card. And then even in the 9, I bet this one still does pretty well. And so Tyrese is going to be the first one we got. This one's going to be next going to football, as we don't have too much basketball since most of my other submissions have been basketball. We do have a Donruss Elite 2008 Elite Teams patch, multi-patch card. So this is going to be a look at the GOAT, Tom Brady. We do have Randy Moss as well, and Lawrence Maroney. And the cool thing is that this is a gold card, numbered to 199. We have 141, and this stuff is all gonna be, as you can see, Tom Brady, Randy Moss, and Lawrence Maroney is an official game authentic, game worn jerseys, and are guaranteed by them. And so, really cool card I got to pick up in the Dallas card show. I have no idea what it's going to grade, but I do know that there is a 0 pop count on this card. And so, heck, even if this graded low at like a 6, 7, or an 8, I bet I can easily make my money on this. Of course, now Tom Brady is not retired anymore, and so he, at the time of this recording, has made his announcement to come back for the Bucks. Of course, we always hope that he can continue to do more. I mean, he really just is the best of all time at that position. And so, get this graded, and then of course maybe look to move it to a real Tom Brady collector and get to say that maybe I had a Pop 1 Brady at one point, which is insane to think. And so, $135 raw card, you know, I bet no matter what it grades, I could probably at least definitely recover not only my cost for the card, but also grading $200. I bet somebody would like to take it from me at that point. Next one is one that's not a very good probably value play, but we have a Russell Wilson rookie from Topps Platinum. And this is going to be a orange refractor. So this one I picked up at my local card store. I'm just a Russ fan, as you can tell by my tie-dye in the back, as I do have that in my Myles Garrett, so you'll get to see both of these. And so this one I picked up locally. I think it is in pretty decent condition. You know, I'd be pretty happy with even a PSA 9. Now the thing about this card is that I paid about $30 for it. If it gets a PSA 9, I probably won't make any money. I might even lose about $10, but I do have a nice PC card then. And then if this is a 10, it at least goes up a little bit in value. I probably will still hold on to it. But it is worth noting he is now traded to the Broncos at this point. So I think it's pretty sneaky play to get this orange refractor with the rookie. I think, you know, some Broncos fan might really appreciate that and would maybe look to give it to him at some point. And so, fun one there. Like I said, PC or sell, not too opposed on this one. This one's definitely a PC card. This is a Myles Garrett White Sparkle from 2020 Prism. And so, this one I picked up on eBay for I think about $60. Figured I'd grade it. This one's going to be a PC card. I think resell white sparkles that are non-rookies probably go for anywhere about, you know, I think at a 9 it's probably about a $100 card. At a 10 I bet this is about a $50 card. And so, but gonna hold on to it. Of course, want always to get more graded Myles Garrett stuff. And then this one's gonna be a fun, or here, we'll save that one as the last football card because that one's really special, I think. This one's a Jonathan Taylor field level rookie from Select, red, white, and blue. This is a nice little die cut that I picked up from the Dallas card show in a deal with that Bobby Wagner. And so this one, I couldn't find any comps on it in terms of graded. Ungraded, it's like a $35 card. I picked it up for about $20. And so, paid $50 to grade it. If it grades out well, you know, another 9 or 10, I definitely can make at least probably $25 to $30 for that little wait time. If it 10s, you know, kind of get a set of price, as I don't know what the pop count is on this, to be honest, right now. You know, if I do find it by the time I look up and start making this video, I'll have it in that little, and to the side of an actual description of how much the card's worth and how much I think it may be, of course, if it grades. And so, looking for a 9 or 10 on this one. This would be one I definitely probably look to move, especially when the football season comes up, as he had a great last season, great sophomore season. I think people are expecting him to lead the league again for the foreseeable future. But we'll also want to know what that quarterback situation looks, as Carson Wentz is now with the Commanders. And this one I think is by far probably one of my best plays I made from the Dallas card show. So this is a Bobby Wagner Blue Wave Topps Chrome rookie card from 2012, same year as the Russell Wilson. The fact that they came on together is crazy, as that started the beginning of a little Seahawks dynasty for a little bit, the Legion of Boom. Bobby Wagner was there. This card I picked up for $20. I could sell it raw right now for almost $85 to $80, and so already could 4x my money. And then when I found out, I looked up on PSAs to see if they have any pop count on this card. There's only one 10 in existence, which is on eBay being listed for I think about $1,200 or $1,300, and then there's 2 PSA 9s, and so that's it. There's only a pop 3 graded period for this card. Now I can tell you the front looks really good, like pretty decent centering. Now on the back, you can definitely tell on those margins it's off-centered, and so crossing fingers, top to bottom it looks fine, but I'm crossing fingers that probably we can get at least an 8. Of course, a 9 would still be best. That's going to be probably a little bit of a struggle with how off-centered this is. Now, I haven't, of course, dealt much with sending in cards that I know are off-centered, and so it'd be kind of interesting to see how this one does. But I think it's still a smart decision. all-in cost for this card is 70 bucks no matter what. And so I don't see how I lose money on this card. Like I said, at 1,200 bucks for PSA 10, I bet I could get at least 200 for PSA 8. PSA 9, call it 400 or so. And so I'm making money. And then of course it'd be cool to just have a Bobby Wagner rookie that literally could be a pop 1. And so fun play right there. And that's going to end our sports for this video. Next up, we have a Lily Full Art Trainer. This is a super popular card from, I believe, Cosmic Eclipse, if I'm right. Cosmic Eclipse. It's either Cosmic Eclipse or 2017 or Lost Thunder. I cannot recall. My bad on that. But Lily Full Art Trainer. Lily's a super popular trainer in the Pokemon community. I'm not a big Full Art Trainer person, so I probably would look to move this card. But sending this one to PSA, if it 9's out, probably will net about 20-30 bucks. If it 10's out, probably can make about 150 or so. So it does about 2 to 250, I think, at a PSA 10. So really pretty Full Art Trainer. A nice card there. Now this one's from my PC. This one's a card I actually pulled as a child. An Entei Shiny from Color Legends SL3. And so I actually thought about selling this one raw until I finally started looking at it, and I was like, you know what? A little bit of whitening up there, a little bit of whitening, you know, in the corners. So the corners aren't great. Really well centered though. I'd probably expect a PSA 8 on this one, but I think it might be able to sneak a 9. And if it sneaks a 9, that would be a very nice card. PSA 9 in these, super short print, as Call of Legends really did not have a whole lot of hype around it at the time. In terms of it, a lot of people are going back and getting these cards. And so PSA 9 would be super sneaky. Could make a few $100 on that. Even then, even if it 8s, still make at least probably 50 to $100. And so sneaky card right here. Was cool to pull this out of my PC, and of course would love to see how that one grades. Next up, we have a card I've pulled on this channel, the Galarian Moltres V. So this is the alternate art from Chilling Reign. This one's just very good condition, full art, very well centered. You know, pretty much almost no issues there on the back. A very clean card overall. Would like to see this one in a 9 or a 10. You know, it's for a lot of these cards, especially pack fresh, you expect a 9. Hope, cross fingers for a 10. You know, it's hard to get 10s coming straight out of these packs nowadays, especially with how Pokemon runs their prints. But would be really cool. You know, crossing fingers that the texture works out well. You could easily double my money on that card. Figured it was a no-brainer to get that one, and even at a 9, I think it probably still does at least 150 or so. Same kind of idea with this one. This one's more of a first-to-the-market kind of idea, as this Umbreon VMAX Character Rare from Brilliant Stars is one I pulled on this channel out of the Pokemon Center ETB. So again, just simply very good condition coming out of the box. Very clean card. Really cool. That's an Umbreon VMAX. Now this one I could hold on to. If it probably pulls a 9, I think I'll keep it, as there really isn't much of a margin there really. But if it 10's out, I may like to move it at a high price. Again, just the idea of being kind of first to market. So fun one there. And we're going to keep it up with the Umbreon, as this one going to be one that I will probably keep no matter what. Umbreon VMAX. Umbreon VMAX alternate art from Evolving Skies. We pulled this one in the booster box opening. Just probably one of my favorite Umbreon arts of all time, besides maybe I can't even think of one. Maybe the Gold Star would be the only one that would be cooler to have than this, I think, right now, let alone in a PSA 9, or if you can imagine PSA 10. PSA 10 of this card does like $600 plus, almost $800. And so I would maybe consider selling this card. I mean, I think this one will 10. It's just very well, I guess maybe you could say it's a little top heavy, but I think this one is very well centered, very good condition. Of course, it went straight to penny sleeve and top loader. If it 10's out, I guess I might like to move this one and then pick up a 9 instead. Again, that whole concept of keeping the 9s for the PC and then selling the 10s. So that way I can at least make a few extra dollars to then maybe grade some of my other PC cards. And so that'll be a decision to make when this one comes back, but I am very excited to see how that one does. Next up, another one for the PC, Rayquaza EX Delta Species. This one I bought off eBay at one point, or Instagram, I can't recall. But a nice one from Dragon Frontiers, the electric type Rayquaza, the awesome pink kind of background you got, and you got really just the Rayquaza itself being shiny. And so this one is going to have some edge wear. I can tell you right now, down there at the bottom, it's got some edge wearing there at the top. Otherwise that, I think this is a pretty minty card, very well centered. And so I would hope that this one gets at least a PSA 8. Cross fingers for a 9, and so see where that goes. But really cool card, definitely for the PC there. This one right here is one we picked up from the Dallas Card Show, Rayquaza VMAX. Very good condition card. Now it does have a little white speck over there on the left hand side that I think is a little bit of a dent, so I think that might make it an automatic 9 almost. But for 150, another $50 to grade it, 200 all in. A PSA 9 and this card is, you know, still probably $300 to $400 card. Just really makes sense. And then of course I'll probably want to keep this for sure, especially being a Rayquaza collector. And so nice pickup there. Can't wait to see it. This one's one we pulled from the Build and Battle Stadium for Evolving Skies. Its sister card, the Rayquaza V Alternate Art. And so I love this one. It's probably definitely one of my more favorite Rayquaza cards, especially modern wise. Very good condition. Same as the last one, it does have a little bit of that white nick at the top. So probably expect a 9. Would be amazing if it pulled a 10. I think the grader might have to miss something, but that's the nice thing about grading. It's super subjective. So sometimes you get lucky and sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. And so nonetheless, getting these cards slabbed up is what I really care about. It's just really, really cool way to keep your cards and then put them up on display. And so this one I think will again be one that I keep for the PC no matter what. Cool card right there. Now this one I haven't really showed before, but this is a Shiny Charizard VMAX from Shining Fates. So this one I pulled out of a mini tin, one of the first cards I ever pulled from the set. And so this one was really good condition, very well centered, almost no whitening or edge issues. And so I'd be definitely crossing fingers for this one to 10. Of course, you know, probably expect the 9. $100 card I think right now, so I think it's definitely undervalued. Now there are a lot of these out there, I will say, and so it would be cool to see what this looks like. If it comes out of 10, I will say I'm not the biggest fan on this Dynamax or the Gigantamax Charizard, and so I may look to move this one, I think in general, but we'll see once I get in a slap. I might have a change of heart. You never quite know with these Charizard cards. And here's the sister one, and this is a Rainbow VMAX from Champions Path. This one is one of the first big pulls I had since I got back into the hobby. I pulled this one when I was still in college. I bought a single Champions Path ETB off StockX, and we got this one in the very last pack of that box. Absolutely insane. After I did that, I pretty much determined that I was coming back to the hobby for good. Very well centered, very good condition. This one was super minty coming out of that box. And I, again, hope to get a 10. Now, there's pretty good sized pop count on this one, I know. A lot of these have been graded because Champions Path just took the world by storm when Pokemon was super big. You were struggling to find these ETBs. So I think there's a bunch of these graded. So it's not quite most of them expensive. But again, I think this one's going to be a PC one, as I think I really like this rainbow color compared to maybe the shiny. And so going to be fun to add that one to the PC. Here's another Dallas Card Show pickup, Shiny Charizard Gx from Hidden Fates. Didn't have this card until the card show. This one is very well centered, very minty condition. Really cross fingers that this one tens. If this one tens, I was always talking about the PSA 9 versus PSA 10. I would keep this one in a 10. This one I think just has so much long-term value. Probably the best card out of Hidden Fates, or no, it is the best card out of Hidden Fates, and then probably my favorite card from Sun and Moon kind of era in general. Such a cool card, Hope that one does super well. Hope this one does well. So we will wait till we see that one come back. Next up, another PC card. I picked this Charizard up off eBay almost a year ago. So this is a base set Charizard Holo. Don't see many print lines, luckily. And so this one, of course, from a long time ago. Didn't realize how good of a condition I bought this one in. I think I paid like probably $250 to $300, so I paid a good amount. It does have a speck on that Pokeball, and then it's got a little bit of whitening here on the sides. But for the most part, I think it's a really good condition base set Charizard. And I think a PSA 7 or 8 would be pretty realistic. You know, if someone thinks otherwise, please let me know, because, you know, this is going to be one of my first times really grading Pokemon cards. And so, crossing fingers, one can imagine it's one of those things, you know, you pray for a 9. If that happened, I don't know what I'd do. That'd be insane. But base set Charizard, this would be my first graded base set Charizard. Just a staple for the collection. I feel like you really can't go wrong with having one of those in any condition. Here's one of my favorite probably my favorite PC Charizard card. This is a childhood Charizard Gold Star from Dragon Frontiers. Now this one does have it is kind of bent up there at the top, but it does have, see, you can see it right there. So it is pretty beat up. It's got a lot of surface scratches on it. It'd be hard to tell with the semi-rigid on top, but this is one of those PC cards, you know, you can see the whitening, especially down there at the bottom, at the top. And so I don't expect this one to grade well. I don't care what this grade is, I just want it slabbed up. This is one of my childhood babies. I want her in a sleeve. I'm willing to pay $50 just to get this one in a case. And so just can't wait to get to see that one sleeved up. So, like I said, could care less about that grade, just want to see her in a sleeve. Next up, we are now moving on to the Lugias with Lugia Ex from Unseen Forces. Bought this one through eBay. Definitely some whitening on this one, you know, not super great condition. And so I'd probably expect somewhere around a PSA 6 to PSA 8 at the highest. And so just a nice Lugia card. Again, kind of just really want to get this sleeved up slabbed up for the PC, and can't wait to see how well some of these EX series cards do. Next, we have a unlimited Lugia from Neo Genesis. This one also I got off eBay. Pretty well centered. A little beat up, especially around the edges. And so I think I'd expect this one again to PSA 7, PSA 8, somewhere in that ballpark. Nothing too crazy, just a simple unlimited set. But I didn't have a Neo Genesis Lugia. And so, again, if I'm going to be a Lugia collector, I mean, you got to have some of the staples. And so this is definitely one of those. Just want to see her in a slab. And the last one, my favorite Lugia, besides maybe the Skyridge one that I've picked up, a Call of Legends Shiny Lugia Sl7. Gorgeous Horn Gold Series card. It's probably one of the coolest Shiny Lugias that you can find. Definitely have some beat up in these top corners, but the edges themselves really aren't too bad. I think in the description this one was, you know, kind of marketed as a PSA 7, and so I think I definitely agree with them. That's what I'd expect in this. I like the Entei. I think this could sneak an 8, and so if this sneaks an 8, that would be amazing. This is a super low pot card, hard to find, let alone in somewhat near mint condition. And so, getting this one in a slab, I'm going to keep it no matter what, and then can just cross fingers that it goes my way. And so, 20 cards, a lot of stuff to go through. Of course, I like to talk about these, and so I didn't mind running through, but look at them all. That is a big submission for a lot of things going on. And if you have stayed with me this long through the video, I want to say thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed getting to see some of the cards in my collection. I can't wait to get to show them with y'all when we get these PSA subs back. If you haven't yet, please follow me on social media, Instagram and TikTok down in the description below, where I do show off different parts of my collection. I do more openings. Of course, it's just more stuff I get to do with y'all. So hopefully y'all do enjoy it and get in on that. And I think we're going to call this video here. I want to thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys next time.